Eloise slowly got up from the ground. She had had to dive out of the way when that reckless horseman drove straight through her clothesline. Dusting herself off, she faced the horse, its rider trapped under the rug. He was thrashing around, trying to get the carpet off his head. Eloise huffed in disgust as she ripped the rug off the man. Aaron felt the big, heavy thing being removed from his head. He was finally free! Looking down, he was surprised to see a young woman glaring up at him. "Just who do you think you are?" Eloise shouted up at the young man. "Just tearing through my yard like that, and above all, trying to steal my rug! You've got a lot of nerve, sir!" Aaron felt at a loss for words. Even in her fury, the girl was breathtakingly beautiful. She had golden brown hair which fell into soft bangs and ringlets, and her warm brown eyes shone. Her cheeks were flushed like her inner fire. Aaron shook his head.
I'm sorry?
Eloise scoffed. "You'd better be. I'll have you know that nothing here is worth stealing, so you may just be on your merry way. Good day, sir." She turned her back to the man and began to right the clothesline. She shook the rug and laid it over the line again. Then she stopped, looking back over her shoulder at the young man, who was still standing behind her. Aaron studied the girl, who now had her back to him.
Who is she?
He wondered.
She accused me of having nerve, but she's the one who's brave. No other peasant would speak to a prince.
Slowly, Aaron dismounted.
I really am very sorry, miss,
he began.
I didn't mean to ride into your clothesline.
Eloise turned back to her work, ignoring the man. He was wasting her time, and the last thing she wanted was to be late finishing the chores, which would incur her stepmother's wrath. Just go away, she thought. Aaron coughed. The girl was beating the rug now, stirring up a cloud of dust.
What is your name?
He asked tentatively. Eloise didn't turn around. Eloise, she stated without emotion. Eloise Svensson. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must finish my work.
Svensson?
Aaron recognized the name.
I know someone by that name. Godfrey Svensson, merchant to the Orient.
Eloise spun around. That's my father! He left on business 3 years ago and has not yet returned. How do you know him?
Well, I happen to be a frequent purchaser of goods from the Orient.
You must have a good deal of money then, Eloise observed, for only the rich can afford to buy imports on a regular basis.
She must not know who I am,
thought Aaron. He wondered if he should tell her.
No,
he thought. He liked being spoken to as if he were a regular person. Eloise wasn't trying to impress him. She was just treating him as she would anyone else.
I have some money,
he admitted. Well, then you'd have to be a duke or an earl or even a prince yourself.
Yes.
Aaron coughed again, this time because Eloise had hit so close to the truth.
Something like that.
Are you going to the prince's ball, then? Strangely, Eloise found herself hoping he was. Someone with such an interest in the old and the exotic would not be a dull conversationalist. Perhaps he might even know where her father was. Eloise continued. Surely there will be other young men there as well, for I am sure the prince cannot possibly dance with every single maiden.
I believe I will be there,
Aaron answered, trying his best not to smile too broadly.
Will you?
Eloise shrugged. Perhaps, but more to catch a ride with my stepsisters than to actually do much dancing. I hope to get a job at the castle as a maid.
Are the people here not treating you well? What about your sisters?
Never mind them, Eloise replied. They're really just my stepsisters, and certainly don't treat me as family, so I'm hoping to leave soon.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Aaron felt genuinely sorry for this lovely, courageous maiden. Perhaps he could make it certain she would get a job at the castle. Then he would see her more often. Nothing you can do about it.
Well, actually...
Aaron started. Eloise! A shrill voice came from the house. Who are you talking to? Eloise gave a start. Her stepmother. You should leave, she whispered urgently.
What?
Asked Aaron.
Who is that?
My stepmother. Don't let her see you. Eloise practically shoved Aaron toward Strider. Now go, please.
I will see you at the ball then?
I believe so. Eloise smiled, in spite of her panic. Then she turned and took a desperate glance back towards the house. Aaron took one last look at Eloise before urging Strider back into the forest. Eloise turned and began to beat the rug again. That was close, she breathed. When she finished her chore, she returned to the house.